In this video, we talk all about red flags that you can look for in the beginning of the relationship to save you a lot of heartache. With the flags that I'm going to talk about today, if you see that the guy that you're dating is showing some of these signs, it doesn't mean that you need to run from him, but it can mean that you can assess him carefully and just take it slowly and see whether he is worth investing any more into. The reason that red flags are so important is because at the end of the relationship, we can always see signs that happen in the beginning of the relationship that could have told us that something was amiss. And we either ignore it, or we don't know what those flags are, or we totally overlook them. So by seeing what the signs I tell you about today, this will help you to know whether or not you can take it further and whether he is showing alarming red flags to be careful of. Red flag number 1 is no eye contact. Eye contact is linked with honesty and how the person feels about themselves. If they're not able to give you eye contact and you notice that they're always looking away during moments of talking to you about serious things or just in general looking away from you when you're looking at them, this is a big sign about their character and who they are. It's something that you really want to look out for and see whether they can hold strong eye contact throughout conversations with you. Red flag number 2 is he always talks badly about his exes. He calls them crazy and blames them for the relationship ending. There is always two to tango, and if he's blaming them for the relationship ending, this is a major red flag. It indicates that he's done absolutely no self-work and he can't realize what part of the responsibility he had that made the relationship end. It's fine if they share with you the experience that they had and what the other party did, but you also want to see whether or not they can admit to things that they were now worked on and what they've done wrong to contribute to that relationship ending. A side note to this, if you have a guy that says that women are crazy or all of his exes are crazy, this is a major red flag. In fact, one of the biggest red flags I'm going to mention today. If he's saying that they're all crazy, I would be really wary of this. This is a really big red flag that tells you something is off with him, and if his exes are really all crazy, you'd be wondering, why does he keep attracting the same kind of women? Red flag number 3 is behaviours where he's trying to change you. Now, I want to clarify that giving you feedback about what you can do rather than actually trying to push you in the way of change are two totally different things. If he gives you some feedback and then leaves it up to you to decide whether or not that will work for you, that is totally fine, and we welcome that kind of feedback in our life. But if he's telling you who you should hang out with, who you need to be friends with, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and what you need to wear, this is signs of really controlling behavior that will become an issue later on in the relationship. Red flag number 4 is talking disrespectfully about his family and especially his mother. If he has negative relationships with people in his life and he hasn't healed from them and he talks badly about them, this is something that you want to be really mindful of. All of us have some kind of relationship in our life that has required us to do self-work on it. But if he still talks badly about those family members and really badly about his mother, this is something that could become really toxic and affect you in the relationship. When we talk about family connections and connections with our mum, they are the strongest connections in our life. So if they are really poor and the person in front of you hasn't healed from them, this is something that will have a huge effect on the way that they can cope and how they manage with you in the relationship. Red flag number 5 is being unreliable. If he's totally unreliable and it can come down to being late, not saying what he says he's going to do, making promises that he can't keep, this is definitely going to show up later on when you get fully committed with him, and it will break your heart. When somebody makes promises to us that they can't keep, it shows us so much about their character. You want a character that is strong and committed. If he can't commit to his words, then he's not going to be able to commit to bigger things later on either. Red flag number 6 is he treats customer service staff badly. This may be a lady serving you at the shops, or it could be a man serving you when you go to the movies. But if he can't treat them respectfully and he seems to talk down to them or become impatient and rude, this again is showing you what kind of character he is. Red flag number 7 is he doesn't respect your boundaries. If you communicate to him what your boundaries are and he can't respect them, this can be something as small as telling him that you don't like it when he says a particular thing because it may make you feel hurt or upset or disrespected, and he continues to do that behavior. This is something that you really want to become mindful of. This doesn't only apply to romantic relationships, but relationships in general. If somebody can't respect the boundary that we're putting out there and asserting to them, this is showing you that the person is not going to become respectful and may continue to break your boundaries, and this will end up hurting you big time. You may end up losing what your values are and forget what becomes important to you. Red flag number 8, which can be confusing, but it is if he smothers you and wants to spend all of his time with you. I know that you'll be thinking, why would I be giving you that as a sign that this could become toxic or that it is a red flag? That is because if there's somebody that wants to spend all their spare time with you or smothers you, this will end up getting annoying very quickly and become an issue. It may be that he's insecure, that he has jealousy issues, and he doesn't want you spending time with anyone else other than him. He moves the relationship so quickly, and before you know it, you are so invested in him and he's so invested in you, and you feel stuck and trapped in the relationship with him. You want to have somebody that has healthy boundaries and healthy connections. We also want them to be connected with people outside of the relationship and not just with us. There has to be that healthy balance of spending time with us and quality time, and then also going off to have his own time. If he only wants to spend all of his spare moments with you, this is something that can become a little bit scary, and you want to look out for as to the reason why and what is happening outside of the relationship with you. It is really important to have healthy things outside of the relationship that you can go and spend your own time and he can go and spend his own time, and then come back to the relationship feeling good, happy and healthy, and feel more well-rounded in life in general. I have loved sharing these red flags with you, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. As a little surprise, I have added down some more red flags that you can look out for in the beginning of the relationship to make sure that you don't get yourself in a position with somebody where you feel unhappy and you don't feel that that is the right person for you, that creates you a lot of heartache.